Zombie Guy and his cat here today to teach you what close-range melee weapons you should buy now and perhaps even practice on inanimate objects with today. So the first weapon up is the most simplest, a baseball bat. This is a wooden baseball bat that is very heavy and will more than likely be more than effective than anything else you could find. The only thing wrong with a wooden baseball bat is that it is heavy. These things break over time. This has been out in the weather a little bit and you can already see some cracking and some water damage there. Splinters are another bad thing if you don't have the tape, which I will be putting a video link down below on a video I find very helpful on how to tape the handle of something like this to avoid those splinters and to keep a better grip on it. Something you need to think about while getting a baseball bat is what size is it, how much does it weigh, and how much does it cost now. This baseball bat I picked up at a thrift shop literally today for $2.99 plus the tax. It was $3.27 or something along those lines. This one is by far my favorite so far because it weighs less than even my smallest baseball bat. And as you can see, they're just about the same size. This one weighs easily as half as much as the wooden one. If you read the Walking Dead comic books, there is a issue where Rick is speaking to a man named Negan, or however you pronounce it, and he has a wooden baseball bat named Lucille. His baseball bat is covered in barbed wire. I strongly advise against this. That's just completely useless unless you're beating up a human. The only point of barbed wire is to kind of snag and tear. You don't need to do that with a zombie because you just want to hit him right in the head. So barbed wire could possibly slow you down. Another thing I've seen in other baseball bats and movies and all other sorts of things is they put a spike on the end. I also advise against that because that will make your bat splinter and get torn apart, and you know, the second you go to hit something with that spike, it's gonna shoot out. And again, right now the striking area of a baseball bat is 360 degrees around it. If you were to put a spike through it, now you literally only have this much space on your baseball bat to hit someone effectively. Because if you hit it with the other sides, well, you'll do something, but it will also damage your bat a little faster. Another weapon I recommend getting for close range is a machete. These things are cheap enough and you can almost find them anywhere. If you're familiar with Michigan, I got this one up north for less than $10 at just some gas station on the side of the road. This one was just as equally as expensive, $10, and I spray painted it gold for a movie prop, but it is a functional machete, and this has been out in the weather and it has not rusted. Things to think about when getting a machete is it one-sided blade or is it two? This one here is a two-sided blade, which means, you know, you can hack this way and this way at the same time. This one, on the other hand, only has the one blade. Another thing to consider while picking out a machete or a really nice blade like this is whether it has a point on the end and if it comes with a sheath. Now this sheath is practically garbage. I mean, this thing's just made out of canvas, and you know, it holds the blade just fine, but it also slips out like nothing, you know. So keep that in mind as well. But it does have a belt loop, so I might try and modify this canvas sheath here to suit my needs a little better. I'll be showing you how to sharpen your machetes in another video. I'll also be showing you how to make your own machete if you need to. Some other weapons that I don't happen to have on me that I strongly recommend getting your hands on before the situation occurs are a nightstick, very long knives, so not quite the length of a machete, but you know, a good hunting knife, which I've mentioned in other videos, a hammer, a ball peen, or just a regular hammer. A really cool hammer that I've seen in The Walking Dead, which I know from my experience in doing some house straightening up, it's called a carpenter's hammer. And Tyrese carries a carpenter's hammer in the Walking Dead TV series. It's a nice long hammer for getting those reaches that you might need. An axe is another valuable weapon that I just don't happen to have on me. A small hatchet is also very good. If you read The Walking Dead, you've noticed that Rick seems to take a liking to the small hatchet. And a strong shovel. Now, I know I said these were close-range weapons, but a shovel doesn't always necessarily mean a nice big long one. A short one will be just as good for digging holes or beheading something or ripping its arms off or taking out its legs. Whatever you want to use a shovel for, man. Some other good weapons that are going to be very hard for you to find. At least I don't bother trying to even look for them just because they're very expensive and there's no way you're going to get a hold of them for a good price. A samurai sword. A samurai sword. If you've ever seen Kill Bill, you know those things are effective against more than just zombies, but humans as well. One of those sais, I believe is what they're called, the thing that Elektra uses in the movies and the comic books. It's practically a long blade that goes through your middle knuckle, plus you got the two ones here. So if you wield those properly and you get the right training in those ahead of time, those will be very quick and easy to stab zombies right in the head. Another one is a sickle. Now a sickle is basically a C-shaped blade with a handle on it, and the blade is sharp all through here. And what this pretty much means is you can hook and rip off something if you need to. So I don't technically count this as a weapon, but Captain America does. A shield. Shields are not a bad idea. And always remember, watch your back, because no one else is. Right now, the striking area of a baseball bat is the whole 360 around the bat. Okay, so that means cat.